join in. Hey man, the next time you say we running a train, be clear, cause that didn't sound right.
Hey man, we riding down this train. I didn't say we was running the train.
Make sure you clear that up with people, man. We got to know what's going on out here.
Hey man,
I
I'm
kind of
not
snuck
even going
right
to.
past.
I see. We already on some BS today, but
Yes, sir.
everybody, I'm smoking on a CEO Mac MX2 from that Icon Edition, man. This is what I'm gonna blow smoke with, probably for the first hour, and then I'm gonna switch up the game and hit you all with something else. So once again, we coming from the SportsZone Chicago studio, man. You can look for us on Facebook, IG, all those different social venues. So we're gonna get right into it. So around the horn, man, CrossFit founder and CEO Greg Glassman. He tweeted Floyd 19, his comparison to COVID-19. He caught a lot of flack. Reebok canceled his ass right away from that. You know, he apologized, stating it wasn't racism, mistakes, or anything like that. What's your thoughts on it? KDL, let's go.
What we've been saying for the last 2 weeks, man. This ain't the time, player. Hey, look, man. Everything everybody says right now, man, is gonna be real sensitive. It's gonna be taken like it's gonna be scrutinized and everything like that. You have to basically watch what you say, man. Especially at a time like this. You just simply have to watch what you say. Is just another classic example.
Lucky Lefty, let's go.
Same here. This just ain't the time, man. Shut up. Like, shut your mouth. Don't. If you ain't got nothing to say other than Black Lives Matter, be quiet. That's it. Like, you can't. Don't make any type of statement. Don't try to sound all super intelligent or, just Black Lives Matter and walk off. Drop the mic. That's it. Don't say nothing else. Now you're losing endorsements. And I don't know why people don't get it, but it seems like it's going to continue to happen. I don't know if these athletes don't get it. Like, some publicists need to come in and say, shut up. That's it. Don't say nothing because, it's a time, man. That's it.
Yeah, we did. We went in heavily last week about the whole publicist. They are on strike. They still quarantine. Whatever
Something
it
Clearly.
going
is,
on.
they are not available to help people out. Joey B, I know you and seen a very, very close insight on a lot of this civil unrest, man. But tell us, what's your thoughts on this CrossFit comment?
Uh, yeah, I've been in it since it started, so I'm getting it from both sides. But and all in all, if you don't have nothing really positive to say, you shouldn't say it at all. I mean, it's not called for, basically. I mean, it's a lot being said right now, and it's a lot of people either taking advantage of the situation and not putting across the right message. So if you have anything to say, you might as well say it positive or don't say it at all because it's too much either negative stuff going around or it's just too many issues being addressed all at once. So if you got something positive to say, put it on the table. If not, keep it moving, be quiet.
Yeah, that's
I
so
mean, the
true.
reality of it, though, how can anybody come behind Drew Brees? If you saw what happened to Drew Brees, Mr. New Orleans got turned on. Would you make any type of statement? Like, seriously, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what these cats be thinking about at all, man. I don't get it.
And then why go public with it? Like if you're talking to your boys or your teammates or something like that, you know you can get away with it. You can't go public, man. You can't put it on social media and tweet it. You can't do it. You just
No.
can't do it. And like you said, Drew Brees, who people respect, got blasted for that. And then you
Listen,
make a statement behind him.
Right. Right. How you come behind that?
listen. This is worldwide nonsense. Um, like you said, everybody saw the backlash that Breeze got. You saw some of the backflashes from some of the coaches around the world. It's like, are you not watching ESPN us, Fox
Tone
Sports,
deaf.
it's like they tone deaf to it, man, and they think it's
Yeah,
like
something wrong. Because I clearly tell
Tone
you,
deaf.
get off social media, the whole nine, man. Only person that don't listen is the president, but everybody else should just shut up. Shut up. So we ain't got to keep talking about it. Shut the hell up, man.
Right.
so.
Right.
You know, along with this Black Lives Matters, NASCAR has banned the Confederate flag in all their venues. Lucky Lefty, tell me how you think about that.
I've never been a big NASCAR fan, but that just kind of shows their fan base that it's been around this long. It took them to 2020 and pretty much the world being set on fire for them to finally remove that racist ass flag. We all know what that stands for. And it just like I said, it just shows me. It tells me the type of fan base they have. I really don't have no feeling towards them. I don't give a damn about NASCAR. They can still go to hell just for having it up here all the way to 2020. That Confederate flag should have been gone, man. So that's it.
I agree.
Joey B, speak on it, man. Let's go.
It's nothing to say about it. I mean, NASCAR is pretty much a Southern dominant sport. I mean, however you look at as far as with being the Confederate flag. So it's time for a change. I mean, and it's just, in humanity and evolution, it's adaptation. You got to adapt. If you don't want to adapt, then you can stop watching NASCAR. You can do whatever you want to do. But it's some stuff has to be put to bed. And that's a prime example of it.
KDL.
I agree with Lucky Lefty, man. The mere fact that you had Confederate flags at NASCAR all the way up to 2020, and it took a public outrage, a black man dying on national TV, for you to think that, you know what, maybe we shouldn't have a Confederate flags.
Right.
You don't get no credit from us, man, for doing that. We don't watch NASCAR any damn way, so you don't get no credit for that, man. Like, I know this is off subject, but did you guys see there's a Black Bachelor now?
Yeah.
On ABC?
Yep.
So it's just all about Black lives right now.
Okay, time out.
And if you
Time out. I gotta throw a flag out there. Yeah, what you doing watching the Bachelor, bro?
No, they saw it on
No. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. Somebody put it in a group. It was on Facebook. and they made a post like, look at where we are now. That was the exact post. Yeah, so I haven't watched it.
They're doing
I don't think it's started yet.
Hey, on the side note,
they market.
I know for everybody watching, if you're black right now, because somebody gonna hit that Mega Million. It's gonna be somebody black this time. Like we right now.
We coming up, baby.
We coming up, baby. Don't put Mega Million. Come up, baby. It won't be somebody black. I promise.
Hey man, I can't believe my boy is watching The Bachelor. It's okay, man. We ain't gonna judge you, kid. It's cool.
I'm telling you, man. I saw it, but that just shows everything now is you can jump on the Black Lives Matter train, the train right now. You good,
man.
Open you a business, do whatever you got to do right now. If you black, take advantage of them because they with us right now.
They with us.
They rolling with us right now.
That is true, man. Oh, okay, man. So speaking of rolling with us, we segueing into the HBCUs. Now you got some of the top, I say, you got 3-star, 4-star athletes now are going to sign up with HBCU, the MEAC, all of those spots, man. You even got some football players. Let's see, we talked about Mikey Williams last week. You got let's see, Trace Young transferring from Wyoming State. He's going to HBC Alabama State. What's your thoughts on it, man? Because that's big for HBCUs to start getting some of these 5-star athletes and pretty much taking them away from the big box universities and colleges now. Is this HBCU? So
that's all.
Okay, Joey B, let's go first, man. Let's step all into it. Let's go.
I went to Hampton University, so HBCU is big. I mean, it's about time. I mean, it's long overdue. I've been saying it for years. Like the first and foremost, you needed basketball players to step foot first, because no matter what HBCU you go to, you always gonna have the ability to go to the tournament. Now, if you go to a smaller HBCU, yes, Division two, but majority of your HBCUs are going to be Division one, and you can still shine in the tournament if you're good. So all you need is just a few of your partners. Since everybody's on the AAU team now, if you take three of y'all go to the HBCU. If y'all good, y'all can get the damn. There ain't a problem. You're gonna be showcased. But as far as football, in my opinion, is gonna take a little bit longer because you're still missing that lineman that the football players want, because you got to stay there for almost 3 years. As opposed to basketball, it's one and done, you out. But you have a better chance of getting to the dance. That's what it is now. And I'm commending Mike for stepping up and saying that, since he's probably the top recruit in that class. So if you get maybe out of the top 25, you get 3 of them go to the same HBCU. That's big. That's big for HBCU.
KDL.
I think it's cool, man. We talked this a couple shows ago, if not the last show, that it only takes 1, maybe 2 of them to start doing it. Particularly Joey Wright, AAU. You know, you got some guys you talk to them while y'all playing AAU and say, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about going to Central State. Hey, man, I'm thinking about going to Tennessee State. Hey, man, right?" And you get a couple to do it, it'll be a trend. I think anyway. I think it'll be a trend that people will stay close to home. Like a lot of them leave and go to your Dukes and your Carolinas and stuff like that, your Alabamas to play football, and they really grow up around HBCUs. They just leave and go to the bigger schools. So I think if 1 or 2 of them start going, particularly let's say 2 of the top 50, let's say in basketball next year, decide to go to an HBCU, I think it'll start a trend. I hope it happens. Actually.
Lucky Lefty, your thoughts?
I may have an unpopular opinion about it, but I think we're just living in the moment right now. I don't think it's going. I don't think it's going to last. Like a couple of people do it, but at the end of the day, when you got a chance to go to like a bigger school and be on ESPN every week and CBS Sports and have your own networks, until the networks get behind it or some big money players get behind HBCUs, I don't think it's going to last. I think it's just a living in the moment type thing right now. You know, we all got our fist up. We all, black powered out. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, man, money gonna always talk. Money gonna always talk. And when you talking billions of dollars behind these, behind these networks given to these universities to play, I don't think it's gonna last. But it's a nice try, though. Shout out to those young men for trying to be the pioneers of it. But it's not gonna last.
So that leads me into the next question that I got for you guys. Even if you, like you say, you get 2 out of the top 50, or you get several 4-star players going to the HBCUs, and my question is, are these HBCUs ready as far as their facilities, as far as their, the change that's going to happen? Because you said TV deals got to come in. You got to get some big money behind them, and they have to. ESPN might start throwing them on TV and all that. Are they ready for this? Lefty?
No. They're not ready. And this is, this is NCAA has been built up for decades, and to just think, now HBCUs are going to come in and all of a sudden take over. What's going to happen? What's going to eventually happen is when draft stock starts getting hurt, when they start talking about level of competition you playing against in these early stages. You go to HBCU, we watch NFL draft and all that. When the smaller schools get involved, what the first thing they say? Level of competition. Or some of the conferences, not the bigger conferences, they always talk about the level of competition. So I just don't see it. I just don't see them. I don't see that flipping just all of a sudden. I don't see that flipping. And alumni, we talking billionaires behind some of these schools, man. Behind these big schools, I just don't see it happening.
So, Joey, before I come to you, man, I also want to throw in, since we're talking about Trace Young transferring from Wyoming, Alabama State. Now he played 1 year at Wyoming, freshman year, 6.8 points, 3.4 rebounds, 39% from the field. Was it because he couldn't handle the competition?
I'm pretty sure Wyoming's gonna miss him.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna miss him.
So
That
Joe,
little 6 points probably came in garbage time. But go ahead.
Right.
so Joey, tell me your thoughts, man.
Majority of your HBCUs that have good programs that's been in the dance or been to the dance a few times are capable of having an ESPN, because ESPN has been showcasing some of their games on ESPNU. That was their whole focal point for ESPNU, was to showcase the smaller schools. If you get a big name player to come to that school, ESPN is gonna follow, hands down. No matter what player you put, no matter what school you play for, ESPN is gonna follow. The news is gonna follow. The media is gonna follow, because they're trying to see how well he's gonna do. He can dominate in the tournament. It's just like a mid-major getting to the tournament and a guy putting on the show. Steph Curry and all them. It's the same thing. You get to the dance, all the competition is equal. So that's the thing. If you put 3 of your boys or just 2 of your boys, y'all get to the dance and y'all make some noise, draft stock ain't got nothing to do with it. You're gonna make that money. And that's what I kind of disagree with you saying that they're not ready. Majority of these HBCUs have the buildings, have the facilities to accommodate what can transpire as far as the media, the workouts, all that. All you just need is the 1 or 2 players to put that to put them on the map, just to show them that ain't nothing different. Everything's still the same. Now, as far as the money under the table, we all know that happens. It is what it is. Now, if you want that money, then yeah, go to the big school. But if you're willing to make that change and do something positive, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Because a lot of players back in the day went to HBCUs and they shined in the pros.
So it's rumors out that a few of the HBCUs have offered scholarships to Baby Bron and Dwayne Wade's son Zaire. KDLs, let's speak on it.
I think if that happens, now let's go off that. I agree. Well, let's go off that. What if you get Baby Bron? What if you get Dwayne Wade's son? So all of a sudden, go to HBCUs. That will have, like Joey said, will have ESPN in there every night.
Yeah.
So now you bringing notoriety to the school. You bringing money to the school. If you happen to make the tournament, now that's money coming to the school. Now your facilities get better. Your uniforms get better. You bringing money to the school. No different in the big schools, man. So I don't think it'll be an immediate impact, so per se. But if you get, I said top 50, but if you get sons of NBA players to go, obviously that's going to bring crowds. That's going to bring your TV. That's going to bring all that. So of course that's going to happen. If you get a big, NBA stars sons to go, but I think it's 2 of the top 50, man. And let's say they go to the same school. They're going to watch those kids. They're going to bring money. Like you got to kind of start. It won't happen right away. It has to be a couple people going in and out every year for it to start. And football too, not just basketball, but football too. Like it has to be an overall trend. You won't see it beginning. You'll see it down the line. I think it'll be good, man. In my opinion, Duke, Carolina, Kansas, they're all going to go on probation, man. So they're going to lose a lot of recruits simply because of that.
So
why not do it now?
I want to give a shout out to one of Sports Chicago's host, Maya from Sean and Maya in the Morning. She did make the comment that there's a clear disparity in the facilities and the resources from the big box schools and the HBCUs. There is a clear difference. However, once money starts to come into play, if this trend truly happens, there are going to be a lot of donors back in these schools, and you're going to start to see HBCUs grow and their facilities start to change. Lefty, you look like you had a comment there, man. Speak on it.
You know what? Honestly, well, when you talk like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade's son, that'll be a game changer, definitely. Because we know anything, LeBron James related is going to get big back, and it's gonna be a game changer. But you know what? We know this. So, for instance, I went to Northern Illinois back in 91, 92, right? Northern had just went to the tournament, and you know, for the first time, I think the first time ever they went to the NCAA to the big dance, even though they lost in the first round. But you know, the thought was this is going to be a turning point. You know, more Chicago kids are going to start going to the smaller schools. There's always a school that kind of pops in and gets the hype. Even Steph Curry coming out of, was it Davidson?
Yeah.
Davidson, right?
Yeah.
And then it kind of, you know, it'll be the hype for a minute, but it always kind of goes back. It goes back to the big schools, man. Like, who you gonna watch? Duke versus North Carolina, or you gonna watch Alabama State versus Florida A&M? I mean, at the end of the day, so it's still big money. I still feel like, you know, we living in the moment right now. I mean, it'd be great if it changed. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against it at all. But I'm just looking at the history of it, and just the reality of it is like it's too much money behind those traditional schools, man. Too much. Too many power players.
Hey, Lucky, I agree with you, but don't you agree that it has to start somewhere though? Like, of course, you can't compete. You can't compete right now with your Duke, Kansas, you know, North Carolinas. I get it, but it has to start. That's why I say you won't see it like be successful immediately. It has to go. It has to build, man. And
but it has to. The thing is, it's going to have to continue. How many times us right here in Chicago, and we supposed to be one of the high school basketball meccas? How many of our players we can't keep in state? Like you know, and that could be due to the university. That could be something different. But I'm just saying, they always tend to go back. They go back to those bigger schools, man. They want to be on TV all the time. They want to, you know, they just want that tradition. Not saying it can't happen, but it's going to take more than just this year and 2 or 3 players doing it. It's going to have to take about 10 years of big name players going to HBCUs and getting some ESPN deals on the deck and all that. That's what it's going to take.
Well, you know,
I think if LeBron and Wade's son go, that's going to change the whole dynamic.
That's a great start. That's a great foundation.
I really think that how these first players, you know, they trying to break the glass ceiling, so to speak, because if they go and they just wash out, it's gonna have a huge domino effect. But if they go, shine, and make it to the league and be actual factors in the league, and one of them turn into a star, be a top pick and so forth, it's gonna shock the world, and other players are gonna say, you know what, I can follow that road too. You know, it's always that trendsetter that goes in, but he got to show and prove. It's a lot riding on these players.
Yeah, but then what are the scouts gonna say? What's the level of competition he playing against? Like it's gonna be something. Like like Walter Payton, prime example. We from Chicago, right? Walter Payton went to Jackson State.
That's right.
You know, HBCU.
So did Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Two of the greatest football players to ever play the game, right?
Yeah.
And that didn't change. Like more big name players going to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackson State. You know, can they still use that when they're recruiting? Hey, Walter Payton went here. You know,
centuries ago.
I know, right?
I mean, that was a different time.
But I'm saying, but it doesn't continue. At some point, it always goes back. It's just like we mad at Starbucks right now. People black ass to be back in Starbucks. They just mad. They black ass to go back to Starbucks. Trust me.
Starbucks like crack, man.
Right. It's like black ass to go back to Starbucks.
But the one thing about what you said about Walter Payton, I mean, that changed the game for as far as the traditional schools to pick up black players.
Right.
So they saw that like, oh, there's actually talent down there. Let's try to get them to our school, and we can make more money off of that. It's the same thing, and now it needs to be focused. The focus needs to change. Not only you don't necessarily have the the traditional schools to look at. You need to start looking at other schools that will still get you. That's why I said basketball is the key right now to get them to where where it needs to go to. Football is going to take a while. No matter how hard you look at it, football is going to take a while because there's more money in football than it is in basketball.
Right.
I agree that basketball will be more impactful if you get stars to go now rather than football players. I agree. It'll take off with basketball more so than with football.
Well, but it has
to start, man.
One thing we're not touching on though with basketball is players going that G League route, players going overseas. Like
it's only a selected few though.
But no, but I'm saying when they start seeing that, you know, when more players, I think that can be followed before top players going to HBCU. I'd rather go get paid in the G League for a year than come out and get drafted, or go over like some players are going overseas. But I think that trend, and that's what's going to hurt it also with the HBCUs, because now you got this factor in as well. That a lot of these top players are going to go get that check. They ain't going to want to deal with the school stuff.
So that's going to hurt the NCAA.
Well, that's the NCAA. They ain't got nothing to do with school.
Yeah, right, that's going to hurt the NCAA.
But if those top players are going G League, then they're not going to HBCU. So now we're spreading them thin.
But if the NCAA,
they're not going to the NCAA either.
But now the NCAA won't let you market off your image. So that's even a big changer right there.
Right, exactly.
So if they let you do that, you can go to any school you want to, you gonna make money.
Hey George, I want to see the details on that too. I still don't trust them.
Well, Florida, I just looked at it. Florida is gonna let you market off. Now, how much money you get, I don't know. But Florida is one of the states that's actually approving you to market off.
It's gonna be pennies on the dollar, man. Trust.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
A lot of players get the scholarship check, and that's it. It'd be much better than just that scholarship check.
That is true. It got to start somewhere. So you're right.
You make more overseas than in the G League.
That is true.
More.
So yeah, you get paid in the G League.
Money talk. Bullshit run a marathon.
So with all the stuff that's been going on, I want to give a shout out to LBJ, man. LeBron has been very, very active and lending his voice to the world of sports with everything going on, and he has been very, very adamant about individuals going out to vote. Go out and vote so you can change this behavior and so forth, man. So what are your thoughts? Because you know, back in the day, some of our stars they didn't lend their voice. They didn't get out there. They didn't, you know. So you got LeBron James. You even got young Patrick Mahomes out there speaking. You know, he ain't been in the league, but now he's lending his voice, man. So
he's the face of the league. He's the face of the league.
He's the face of the league.
He's the face of the league. He knows that.
He's not backing down.
Yeah,
so what's your thoughts on a lot of these players, the way that they're coming to the forefront, where back in the day when we were watching sports and had our stars, they kind of remained quiet. Lucky Lefty, I'll let you start off, man.
I think it's great. I mean, whether, you know, I know Barkley had made the comment back in the day, we are not, you know, I'm not a role model, I'm an athlete, but at the end of the day, you know, especially the younger generation, they look up to their athletes. You know, they model their lives behind them, and, you know, whatever they say kind of goes. It's the problem that I think a lot of people had with Jordan back in the day, that he didn't use his influence the way we thought he should have, the way he could have, as far as, you know, with the killing going on over his shoes. And I'm not knocking Mike at all. Let's not make this no Mike LBJ type thing, but I think that's a big issue people had. So now you're looking at these faces of the league that are stepping up. And you know, and now they're saying it like LBJ got a huge following. We all know that, man. His fans, he's the Michael Jordan. Patrick Mahomes is the new guy in the NFL. He's gonna be around for a long time. So kids are gonna follow him, man. I think it's great. Salute to those guys, man. Keep it going.
KDL, bring it in.
I think it's great, obviously. I do think it's a different time though. You had your Kareems and Jim Browns and Bill Russells back in the day, Muhammad Ali, that didn't care, right? They went out, hey, yeah, we athletes, but we stand up for blacks, we voicing our pain, all that, right? And they did it at a time when Muhammad Ali went to jail. So you gotta, with today's generation, it's the one thing I've always held LeBron up for, is that regardless of the issue or whatever, He knows he has a brand, but he can care less. He know he good. So he can get away with saying whatever he wants to say. So when he goes directly at the president, when he goes directly at and he speaks out for social injustice and all that, a lot of people take his lead in the NBA. They take his lead. So now you see all these people protesting, all these players protesting, they're making videos and all that. A lot of that, and y'all ain't never heard me pub up LeBron, but a lot of that has to do with LeBron. Patrick Mahomes knows he's the face of the. He knows he's the face of the. He's the dude right now. So for him to jump in, the thing with Mahomes at your age, you gotta keep this up, buddy. Can't jump in when it's all Black Lives Matter and then fade away as you get older. They're gonna expect that from him. They're gonna expect him to do the same thing. But I think it's just a different generation, man. Just like with all these protests out here now, there are a lot of young people, all mixed races out here right now, young. So I just think it's the time, it's the generation, man. Jordan didn't want to ruin his brand. You know, a lot of people, you know, back then they just didn't do that back then. You know, they didn't do that. So I commend him.
Mr. Birthday Boy, Joey B, what you got for us, man?
I think it's good. Mahomes changed what the NFL thinks now. Like with him stepping forward, being that young, MVP, the face of the league, that changed Roger Goodell, all them to think, oh, we got to reconsider what we originally had in mind for NFL and the image we held with between Cap kneeling and us pretty much blackballing him and any other player that did it. Like it's time for we need to step up and do it. So now they're trying to win back the minorities, and I think it's a good thing he's doing. LeBron has always been first and foremost straightforward with pretty much everything he said as far as cultural issues. And from him developing the school to giving back to Akron every chance he gets. Even when he was in Miami, he did the bike in Miami. I mean, he does a lot as a superstar athlete, and I commend him on that. He's learned from the past as far as every generation learned from them. He took what Jordan did as far as the shoe game, Kobe as far as being more vocal. Now he's stepping forward. So I think it's a big vocal there, and I commend them on it.
So we've been around the horn with just some basic sports news. So now we're about to get into the NCAA a little. We're going to take a deeper dive into the NCAA. Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney. You know, he rocked a shirt that said "Football matters." Kev, I see the look on your face, man. Speak on it. Let's go. Yes, we're going back to having a publicist, but let's go, Kev. Let's speak on this, man.
Once again, man, I don't know how we can make this clear, but this ain't the time, man. You can't wear a Football Matters shirt. You can't do that. You had a racial incident that I ain't gonna say was swept under the rug, but apparently it's still alive down there. You ain't necessarily handled that right. So you can't do the Football Matters, man. You can't do that. Why don't you reach out to your kids instead of making sure their physical's right and they got to get here to report so we can start football practice? Why don't you sit down with them and ask them how they feel being a black man? Why don't you ask them once they take off their Clemson uniform and they go back to America? Why don't you ask them how they feel? Why don't you pick their brains a little bit? The hell you mean football matters? Why? Football matters to you because, yeah, you win the championships. You're one of the top teams every year. You're making a lot of money, Dabo. You know why? Because half your roster is black. Why don't you ask them how they feel in life, man, with what's going on? Take the Football Matters. And if you're going to wear a Football Matters shirt, don't let nobody take a picture of you. Like, come on, man.
KDL. Kev is
the time, man.
He's really frustrated over there. You got a serious face, Lefty. Let's go.
It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid.
It's just totally insensitive, man, to even do it. I'm 100% with Kev. This ain't the time, player. It ain't the time for none of that. It ain't the time to be joking. It ain't the time to be, anything. Like, don't even wear a shirt with something matters on it other than Black Lives Matter. Don't do it. It's not the time to play. It's not the time to try to try to divert attention somewhere else. Just don't do it. And somebody, either the athletic director of Clemson, or the head of the school, somebody needs to pull him and tell him sit his ass down, man. Sit down. Stop. This is getting ridiculous, man. Like these are grown men who are millionaires who are watching everything that's going on around us and still doing the dumbest stuff in the world. And it just, I don't feel bad for him. If they fired his ass tomorrow, I'll stand up and applaud. That's just idiot. He's being an idiot. Period.
Joey B.
They pretty much said it all. It ain't the time. Like majority of your football teams are doing great in the South. South loves football. So in order for you to keep that fan base going, he figured out where it is. Maybe it'll hit on both sides. Now it ain't the time. Like, just for you to stay neutral, best thing to do is wear either an all black shirt or just all white shirt, or just something with nothing on it. That's the best thing you can do. Or wear something that says Clemson.
Right.
Clemson football.
Right. How about that?
It just ain't the time. And if he's trying to be positive for the fan base and be positive for his players, it didn't work out. So best thing you can do is just Clemson. That's it.
So
hey Joey, I got a shirt for him. It's gonna say "Sit your dumb ass down." That's the T-shirt I'm gonna send. Send me your address. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. You get it next day. Yeah.
I think Drew Brees got those.
Right. Yeah, let me Drew address first. Let me get his first.
So now this is another coach out of the South, Florida State, Marvin Wilson. He goes out and tells the media that he talk to all his players, talk to them all individually about everything that's been going on with the George Floyd incident and all that. He comes out and says he's talked to all his players. It was all heartfelt, but then turns around, he got players that spoke out on Twitter like, he ain't talked to me. Why is he lying? So why would you go out and lie in social media, knowing somebody can just pull your card at the drop of a hat and say, you didn't talk to me, you didn't talk to me, you didn't talk to me, so now you look like an ass. Joey.
Hey Ben, you know the funny part about this whole thing? He ain't coached a damn game. So you come in, man. They don't even trust you, bro. The best player on the team is the defensive dude said he's lying. How does that start? You start your coaching career like that?
And this right here, I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe this story. I was like, you got to be lying.
The player said he's lying. Wow.
Damn.
So you're the leader of men, and this is how you can. They ain't even mention it because they ain't been in football. You ain't even practiced yet. And so the team is looking at you like, dude, we don't know what you're gonna say about us, then. No, we can't trust you.
Man,
come on, man.
That's wild.
I'm switching from coffee. I gotta have a brew on that one, man. I gotta have a brew on that one.
And he got the easiest out ever. I haven't been able to talk to my players. We've been doing a little virtual here and text. Like, he got the easiest out. Just tell the damn truth.
And he just laughing.
He figured he say the simplest thing. Hopefully it help with recruiting. I guess I don't know.
You know what I think people are a lot of especially other races are accused with being like down for the cause and they just doing the dumbest. Like sometimes the best move is shut the hell up. Don't say nothing. Man. You know, you said, Kev, you hit it right on the head. Dude, you have to eat out cover. You can't even go to school. What are you lying for, fam? Like, are you serious? It kind of pisses me off that I'm not a millionaire, watching all these dumbass millionaires make comments and do this stupid stuff. Like, how these idiots get millions of dollars?
Hey, man, they say common sense ain't common.
Sure, I see it all the time.
Man,
you're right.
It is really showing his head now that a lot of people don't have common sense. You might be smart when it comes to, a business venture or a tech stock and all that. But when it comes to everyday life, man, and common sense,
it ain't common.
It ain't there.
This is a leader of men.
And you know,
just a lie. Like I'm just.
and I really think that the college student athlete now they're understanding that their voice is more powerful than it has ever been. You know, they always want to sit back because, you know, I got the scholarship, you know, I don't want to, you know, rock the boat, you know, cause a distraction. That's no longer the case no more. Social media got these players, these student athletes coming out, stepping outside the box, man, and lending their voice and speaking the truth behind all of these machines, Clemson, Florida State. They're coming out, letting the world know, man, stop this madness.
How long y'all think dude gonna last at Florida State?
Not long.
The way he's rolling right now, he might not even get a game on his belt.
How long you think he's gonna make it? I don't think he's gonna last.
He ain't gonna last. After this, unless they win some games and he turns it around, he ain't gonna last but maybe 2 years.
He's gonna be the first coach to be fired after 0-1 start. One loss, goodbye. Goodbye.
Hey, if they get off to 0-2, 0-3, he's off.
Go.
That AD right now got his finger ready on the button.
Go on, pay him his little buyout, whatever you get, guaranteed money, and get the hell on.
Yeah. You just go ahead, dog. We can't have this.
Out his pink slip, man. His pink slip. He like, and that's all you're gonna hear the printer go, and he gonna be like, sign this, give it to his secretary, and say, go run this down to your boy for me.
No, they're gonna call him and ask him what's his fax number.
Damn, a fax?
They gonna fax. It's the COVID. They're gonna fax.
Damn, they're gonna hit him at the crib.
They're gonna hit him with a virtual fire.
Man, no sense you coming down here, bro. The best player that called you a lie.
Hey,
his new name gonna really be Craig. He gonna get fired on his day off.
Man, he gonna say, "Hey, I need you to log in this Zoom call." He gonna be like, "Oh, what's up?" So as we talking about some stuff in the NCAA, man, let's move on to Reggie Bush. 10 years ran from the school, man. Dude, this right here was, I think, was one of the worst bands in college history. But I will say, what happened put USC in the dark ages for some years, man. Put them in the dark ages. So what they did, I want to ask a question. Do you think it was warranted, as well as why now, 10 years later?
It's damage control.
Joey B, go ahead. Man.
It's damage control, basically. Like, you see what's going on right now in society. Your best player who was black, Heisman Trophy winner, everything, you banned him from USC, basically. So now, in order for you see your recruiting is different, because you used to be a powerhouse. You see your recruiting is different. And on top of that, you're in California. So you're going to lose your California base, too, if you keep this up. So what you do, we're going to bring back Reggie Bush. We're going to show him off, damage control, let you know that we here for y'all. That's all this is. When I saw that, I said, it's perfect opportunity for them. Well done. Whoever the marketing guru is, he did a great job for that program.
So you're saying that publicist is not quarantined? Publicist was out there like, hey, this is what y'all do.
Publicist took advantage of opportunity, and that's what you get. So it might help recruiting now, because now you got Reggie Bush back. Like, he's back now. Okay, they might be turning around.
Lefty, speak on it.
I'm gonna go back to my earlier sidebar. All my brothers and sisters out there, play the Mega Million. Go to Vegas. Bet all your life savings on black. You gonna win. It's like Joey said it best. Damage control. If you black, you can damn near get away with murder right now. It ain't gonna matter. I totally forgot Reggie Bush was banned from USC. To be totally honest, I forgot it had his Heisman. I completely forgot about it. So yeah, that's that. I got two black friends type comment. You know what I'm saying? You know, you meet that person. I'm not racist. I got two black friends. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I don't, I don't take it to heart. I don't feel no type of way about it. It's whatever, man. I still wouldn't send nobody to USC. They can go to hell.
Yeah, because I mean, even Snoop Dogg stopped really affiliated with USC after that.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big supporter.
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
KDL, you quiet over there. It sounds like you got something in the chamber. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man, which is even more ridiculous. They brought back OJ Mayo, but that's neither here nor there. like everybody on the train, like the money say, you all good now, baby. You all good. Let me tell y'all something, man. Reggie Bush should have never been banned anyway.
Right.
Everybody at USC was getting paid. Every sis went up, right? You pick this dude out to make him an example. You never banned Pete Carroll. How come Pete Carroll was allowed to come back? You let him out to go to the NFL. How come he wasn't banned? So it was stupid anyway. And like I say, I forgot about the ban. I didn't forget they took his Heisman. After they made all that money on that dude. Reggie Bush and that USC team brought them money. You had alumni and everybody following them.
Dude, he had a
TV, everything.
Amazing 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns.
Right.
He had an amazing career. But you hit it on the
amazing
head.
career.
Pete Carroll caught no bullets.
None.
And he was the architect behind all that.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
You know he knew about it.
He got his John Calipari on.
Yep. And left him to Seattle.
Just not.
Yep.
So Reggie Bush, what, his parents got a house or something like that? His house, their house is paid for or something like that happened?
House and car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, how much money you make off Reggie Bush the whole time he was there?
Threw that man under the bus. Dead.
Answer that, UNC. Answer that. How much money you make off that dude while he was
that's all you heard was beep, beep. Back over.
No, they rolled forward and rolled back on him again. And kept him.
Right. So I don't man, come on.
Reggie Bush really even cares, though. That's what I think. Like some stuff, man, people need to just fall back on. You know, that, and then make it public. Like I said, we all forgot about the whole Reggie Bush thing anyway. That man went to the NFL, made his money, was dating Kim Kardashian for a while. He ain't been on TV and all that. He's straight. Like, to do all that right now with the whole, you know, with the George Floyd thing going on and, you know, Black Power is in full effect. It just, it doesn't seem genuine to me at all. It's nothing genuine about it at all.
Yeah, he'll end up in the booth somewhere off of this, man. Doing college football. He'll be in the booth.
On Fox now.
Yeah, he's already on Fox. Already on Fox.
Yeah, he might get a better time slot. He'll get some better games that'll be calling. So hell, he might even move over to ESPN off of this.
So all they get his Heisman back though.
They are giving it back to him.
He might not get that back. That's the NCAA. That's different.
Yeah, he won't. But what did the eyeball test tell you that year?
Look, he got enough money to make his own Heisman Trophy. He don't need that damn trophy from them. He should if they send it to him, he should send it back with a letter that said GFY. Go yourself.
Oh, he gonna send him a box of GFYT.
That's it. A box of GFYT with the trophy in it.
All right, man. So let's keep this this show moving, man, and we're gonna talk about the Major League Baseball right now. They are in serious doubts of actually having a season, man. The longer they wait, the less of a ability for them to actually have a season. You know, the Players Union has kicked back a proposal. They have kicked it back to the Players Union. It's like they playing tennis. They just volleying it back and forth, and it's all about that prorated money for the players. Those players ain't going. You're not taking my money. KDL.
I tell y'all that. I tried to tell y'all that last week, man. The players ain't going, dog. We ain't going. We earned our contract. You got paid with TV money. Yeah, you ain't got a lot of money coming in right now. I get it. It's business. But you're not taking all our money, man. And you're going to know. We're not going. Go back to the bargaining table. Holler at us when you get it right. They're not going.
Joey, your thoughts?
I told y'all they got one of the strongest unions in sports.
It's money. I mean, baseball is the second sport. No, baseball makes more than the NFL. Players make more than the NFL. Players, their contracts are ridiculous. So at the end of the day, they want their money, and a short season doesn't guarantee them the money. So, and on top of that, it takes longer for a baseball player to warm up to play baseball as opposed to football or basketball. So you need a good at least 100 games. So if they can't do 100 games, they might as well just sit down.
Lefty.
Go White Sox 2021. Because ain't no season happening right now.
Damn.
I don't see it. We're the middle of June, and they haven't even agreed. They haven't come to an agreement on a proposal to start the season. Like, how long? It's a summer game. I mean, when they gonna start? In August? They're already talking a 72-game schedule. Is that the last proposal?
Well,
76,
they went from 50 to 60 to 72, 84.
Yeah, they went to 80.
It's been all over the place.
Like it was. Yeah, I mean, just thinking in normal times, we'll be voting for the All-Star game. They'll be getting ready for All-Star game right now. So then you got to go back through training camp. Like, I don't think the season happening. I'm not even looking forward to it. I'm just waiting for basketball and football. I don't think Major League Baseball is gonna have a season.
You do understand.
They were supposed to start the end of July.
You do understand. This is going to put a hurting.
It's gonna destroy. It's gonna hurt them.
It's gonna hurt them bad because that lockout season.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was that almost destroyed a bunch of the small markets.
This is the worst time for millionaires and billionaires to be fighting over money. When you got 40-some million people on unemployment, people losing their businesses, and here these millionaires and billionaires are fighting over millions of dollars, man. That's how people are going to see it, and that's what's going to really hurt the game. It's like, where's the love for the game? What about the fans? And there's some real passionate people about baseball, man. Very passionate folks, man.
It is.
Yeah.
But y'all know the players are gonna take the blame for this, right? You know that, right?
Of course.
This is all gonna fall on the players.
When you're on the forefront, you take the fault of the hit. You take the hit, though.
Baseball is the only sports organization that is pretty much governed by the Congress. What happens in baseball with steroids? Congress steps in. I mean,
Sure did.
Yeah, facts. And you know what?
Well,
it may take for them to step in on this.
They won't.
They've been kind of quiet.
They won't.
Man, the clock is ticking, man. I don't see it. We're in the middle of June, man. Yeah, June 14th?
Yeah, June 14th, and they still need a training camp.
Right.
So you really ain't gonna start for another month? Let's say
it's gonna be damn near August. Start.
That's why I said you need 100 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you're going into the fall, man. Baseball in Chicago in the fall, like you think, New York.
It's gonna be the first World Series in a blizzard. Christmas World Series.
Dominican players don't like playing in the cold. They even said it themselves. They don't warm up to the summer anyway.
Right.
Exactly. If you're not playing in a indoor stadium, especially the teams out here in the Midwest. Done.
Yeah, and I mean, and some of the stuff they propose was ridiculous. What, 7-inning games, double headers, extra innings, just ridiculous stuff. They're trying to change the whole game. It may actually be better just to scrap the season at this point, man. I don't see nothing good coming out of it.
The way I look at it now, we won't have anything to interrupt basketball. Bye-bye, baseball. I'm not a big fan anyway. But the only thing to interrupt basketball is going to be when football starts. That's all right. That's cool. I watch both anyway.
I don't think so. Because basketball will be good until the playoffs, and football will just be starting. So you'll be able to kind of split your time, but you'll rather see a playoff series over game 1 or game 2. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I don't think baseball can compete with neither one of them as far as TV-wise.
But they usually didn't compete at the same time, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never had to compete before.
But now you got to compete with college, too. College going to start up, too.
Sure is, yeah. College football.
Yeah, college going to start up.
They're going to get ran over. And, I will say that baseball's media they need to go in and just fire the whole staff, man, because the draft just took place, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest story that you actually heard about the draft?
The kid from Jackie Robinson West going to the
That's
Cubs.
it. Everything
Dude got drafted to the Cubs.
Everything else, man, it went so far on the radar, man. This was their time to hype up, just like the NFL did. They went in season, but everybody was on that.
Yeah,
draft.
but the problem is that's with draft prospects, it's a build up. Baseball doesn't build up draft prospects like that, like the NFL and the NBA. So
it's not a guarantee that they're gonna get there either. So
exactly.
And more people watch the NFL draft. Though.
But this was
more people watch the NFL
to get some momentum to kind of get people excited about the season. To me,
you didn't have time to hype up no draft pick. Who's the number one pick?
If you never,
I have no idea.
Never hyped up. That draft.
Who's the number one pick last year?
I can't remember now. Was the boy that went to Cincinnati? The black pitcher that was pitching shortstop?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I have zero idea.
That's the only person that comes to mind. I think he was the number one.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't hype that draft up like that. Like you saying, a lot of those draft picks never even make it to the major leagues. They get stuck in single double A.
Well, a lot of them you get focused on through College World Series, and you didn't have that either.
Right, exactly. You had pretty much nothing. I ain't hear about the dude Chris Bryant for the Cubs and Javier Baez until they came up to the major leagues. I didn't know when they got drafted. I didn't know about them.
Their minor league system and the draft media people are just it's pointless because they don't make it. Bottom line.
Hey, wasn't this Baez year to get paid?
I think he was on contract.
No, he's still in.
That was Chris Bryant. It was Bryant.
Chris Bryant.
Yes, Chris Bryant.
So we've been going about an hour now. Want to say this is Humidor Sports Podcast, man. For everyone that's out there watching, man, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Here on the SportsZone Chicago virtual studio with the SmokeFellas and our special guest Joey B. Man, we love that you guys are watching us. Listen to the sports news and us act the fool here as we broke the smoke in the air. So, next hour, we're about to go into the NFL. Yes, let's go. It's NFL time, baby. So, Trump made his comments on Twitter about Roger Goodell and his admission of fault. Why is he out here making tweets about the NFL, man? You don't govern that, man. Worry about the U.S.
Government governs NFL. You ain't know?
Right.
It's two sports that they look at the most: football and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're in tune to. That's what they call America's game: football and baseball. So that's his focal point. That's what they look at. That's what he chimed in on. He chimed in on it when originally when all this was going on with Kaepernick.
And for me, he's creating a lot of separation by talking about kneeling is a disrespect to the flag and all that. And we all know that's not the issue at hand.
It was never the issue.
That's not the issue, but he keeps trying to put a division amongst America that people are disrespecting the flag and causing this separation, man. ADL, I know you want to chomp it. You want to go.
Let me refill my cup.
Yeah. I can tell you exactly why he's doing it. Why he's doing it, first of all, the man is a racist. And instead of addressing what the kneeling was about, you want to flip the script and get people thinking on something else, basically, right? You want to distract them. Ever since he's been in office, he wants to distract from whatever the issue is. The issue is protesting, violence against police officers, right? You want to switch it to the flag. And the reason he's doing that is because him and Goodell know that people are going to kneel this year. They're going to kneel. So you're going to flip the narrative right now to get people back to thinking about this is about the flag. Same thing Drew Brees said. So he wants to flip the narrative, basically. So he don't address it. If you notice, he hasn't addressed not one day of people protesting all throughout America. Hasn't addressed it. You know why? Because he's a racist. So
he addressed
that's
it.
why
He
he's
said
not
send
addressing
the military in. He addressed it.
it. He ain't addressing
He said send the
He wants-
military. He addressed the protest.
Right. Okay, well, you going to send the military in and you in the bunker.
Right. So,
Hey, man, stop, man.
with the racism that's prevalent in the NFL, Joey, do you think we're gonna have some change out of all of this?
Well, I think you're gonna. Goodell said it best. Like, yeah, they're most likely gonna allow people to kneel now. If you want to watch NFL, you can watch NFL. If not, they really don't care at this point because they're trying to regain the trust of the black viewers because you somewhat lost them, so to say. You might not show in the numbers, but all in all, you did lose a few. So I think what Goodell and the NFL are trying to do is trying to step ahead of it before it happens. And basically what Trump is doing is still trying to bring it to the forefront because that's his base. That's his base for voters. So what you do is you get in tune with your voters and then let the NFL decide what they're gonna do.
Lefty.
As far as Trump, at this point, nothing he says even surprises me. It's almost like watching a comedy show. Like anything he said, like it's like okay, he said it. Like people still get all up in the air about stuff. You know, at some point, he's just a senile uncle. You know what I mean? You know, you got a uncle that's up in age, don't care what they say. That's Donald Trump. I mean, seriously, that's how I view him. I think that the NFL though overall has caught, you know, the bulk of it dating back to the Kaepernick thing. I think the changes are being a kneeling, and they've been put on notice, so they really saving face. What they just donated, what the $250 million a year for the next 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Like they're really at that, you know, they at that saving face, at that saving face thing. Like they've been affected more than any other sport. You know, as far as you know, Trump tweeting about what Goodell said, like them billionaires don't care what he say anyway. It really don't make a difference. Trump just speaks just to be talking. So
what do
he
you
ain't gonna be around too much longer.
What do you think about some of the players, activists out there saying that they should remove the national anthem from the NFL? Go ahead, Lefty, since you're already speaking on it.
I don't agree with that. You know, the national anthem, whether it's still got a lot of military out there, man, and people who have, you know, served for the country and this, that, and other. Like, I think we gotta get away from. We can't get into this narrative of being pro-black as being anti-American because I don't believe in that, and that's kind of the message that's kind of being put out there. Let them have a national anthem. That's cool. It's a lot of people like you didn't realize in the stands. A lot of people don't stand up for the anthem. People don't remove their hats. It's a lot. It goes on a lot. What they need to do, what they should have done a long time ago, is stop putting the camera on people. Stop putting the camera on the players. When the national anthem playing, just show the flag and the damn planes flying over, and whoever's singing a badass version of it, like Carl Lewis, just let that go, man, and kind of take the attention off of it.
Damn,
don't even
Carl Lewis, man.
That was the word. Did you remember that?
I thought that was your boy.
That's my man's.
KDL, man, what's your thoughts on it?
I don't think they should remove it. That's like Lefty say, just stop trying to make a big deal out of it and stop trying to make a story out of it. The first thing they do is they flash and they see who's kneeling, who's not, right? So they try to make a story out of it. You can show the planes, you can show the flag itself, and just let the music play, and then let the players go and do their thing, man. Let's stop trying to make a story out of it. And look who's kneeling. Oh, he's not kneeling. Like they
make it a focal point.
Yeah, they pan the camera just to see who's not kneeling. But I got a bigger question. I remember only one of the most powerful owners in sports said none of his players will kneel while they wear the Dallas Cowboy uniform. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones.
Right. Two questions. Where's Mr. Jones now?
We gonna come to
ain't
that.
heard from him?
We gonna come to that. We gonna come to that.
Okay.
Joey B.
Does he fire somebody that kneels? Because he's gonna have somebody that kneels.
Joey B. What's your thought? What's your thought?
I agree with both of them. The national anthem should stay where it is. I mean, like I said, from the start of everything that was going on, I was getting it from both sides, being a police officer and being black. Like it was never like you have people yelling at me, but you don't know who I am underneath the uniform. So for you to exclude the national anthem, that has nothing to do with what's going on. Like you still have people that fought for the country when they were slaves trying to get freedom. That's what they were fighting for. They were fighting for the country that they believed in, not the Confederate flag. We're not waving the Confederate flag, playing the national anthem. We're playing the American flag. So you have people that died for this country fighting that were the same colors as blacks, whites, half of them were Mexicans too. They were waving the flag for red, white, and blue, not red and white. So the national anthem has nothing to do with this. It has everything to do with the purpose, the message they're trying to put as far as it ain't got nothing to do with it.
Joey B, man, I wasn't gonna put that out there that you were one of first responders, man. But I'm glad you brought that out there, man. Just want to give you a big ups for the things that you do day in and day out.
Yes, sir. Salute
to you, man. Salute to you.
Salute for that, bro.
Okay. Now, as KDL pointed out, Jerry Jones has been silent. Now, we have said silence is key right now. Billionaires. Jerry, he's sitting on his yacht and ain't saying nothing. So KDL, let's go.
Once again, Jerry Jones, when one of your players kneel, which you said in 2017, nobody on your team can do that. When one of your players kneel, and you will have a player that's going to kneel, what is going to be your response? Are you going to fire the player? Are you going to cut the player? Are you going to bench the player? Like, what is going to be your response? And Riddell has put the NFL on notice. I think Riddell wants to go a different path than the owners do. Right? You know, the owners, it's not the owners, except for the Jacksonville owner. A lot of owners ain't said nothing. Absolutely nothing about what's going on. Are you concerned about your players, their well-being, their mental state, right? At least some of the things you reach out, or they just paid participants. So I'm really interested to see, not really what Jerry Jones has to say, but I'm interested to see when one of his players kneel this year. I want to see what the reaction is going to be. Because he said none of them can do that. Not why they wear that star. So I want to see how he feels 3 years later. We back here again. I want to see it. I'm very interested to see that. By the way, hey, Dak Prescott.
Lefty, let's go.
I think it's up to every black player on the Dallas Cowboys to kneel on purpose, pull his card. You know, Jerry Jones is an arrogant asshole. He always has been, but most billionaires are. You know, he's that type of cat. I don't think he's going to do anything. There's nothing he really can do. At this point, it's too strong. Maybe he got somebody he listening to that told him to be quiet. That's why we ain't heard nothing from him. Because he more than likely would have already said something stupid by now, right? Like Jerry has a big voice. He would have already did something stupid. So he hasn't said anything. So he's going to pretend like he got that statement in 2017, kind of backtrack and fall back. He ain't cutting nobody. He'll catch so much flack.
His publicist has been on point.
Right.
Yeah.
Joey B.
Yeah, I agree with that. Somebody told him to stand down.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Jerry did kneel that year too, with his arms wrapped around other players. So
yes, he did.
With him, it's the best thing for him to do now is be quiet because one, you have a black quarterback that still hasn't got paid.
Yep.
You got a black running back. You got a black wide receiver. So the best thing to do to please both to play neutral is to remain silent, and he's doing that, which as a businessman, which I think is smart. So you let it play out, see where it goes, and then he might say something, or he might go down there and kneel with his players. You never know.
Right.
I mean, because nobody's really going. To be honest, I don't think nobody in his fan base is really going to be upset because he has a wide fan base from all backgrounds.
America's team.
So if he wants to, he can go down there and kneel. I don't think nobody's going to be upset because he's too powerful of an owner for anybody to say anything, and especially with Goodell stepping foot saying, he's taking these steps. It's big for if Jerry goes down and does it. So at this point, I commend him for being quiet compared to anybody else.
Well, the other side of it, this is the first time since I can remember when a black player is pretty much the face of the organization. Which, by the way, he hasn't paid in Dak Prescott. You know, it was Tony Romo, Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman. You know, he always has stars, like black stars. But when you talk about the face of the organization, now for the first time, I think ever for the Dallas Cowboys, it's a black man in the front. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he doing right. Good job, Jerry. Good job.
So now I got a question for the panel. All right. Should the NFL offer Cap a QB or a admin position? Now, would this be like a good faith apology? Damned if they do, damned if they don't. Would it seem fake? Only because of what's currently happening in the world? And does Cap want to come back to the NFL?
No. This would be worse than seeing Reggie Bush. Like, stop it. Well, he's 33 years old now. I think that at the end of the day, Cap is going to bring too much attention to a team, especially only coming in as a backup. Damn near every team is set at quarterback. So, no, it's nothing genuine about it at all. You know, I was listening to Nick Wright on FS1. You know, he said he had a conversation with Cap, and he was pretty much in tears back when it happened. You know, when he really originally got blackballed. And I think I think now he's come to terms with his NFL career is over, and to try to just throw him back in the mix to save face. Like, if I was him, I wouldn't even take the job. Like, what are we doing?
He's been out 3 years, man. He's 32 years old.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that job now, man. Like, come on now, we ain't doing that. I'm not going to allow you to save face based off me, and you originally blackballed me for it. So now you're going to save face and give me a job. I'm not going to take no mercy job as a man. I wouldn't. They can cut me another check, but I ain't taking no mercy job.
KDL.
Absolutely not. There were teams that like Seattle. And by the way, I think what Pete Carroll said was absolutely ridiculous because you had the man in your facility and you didn't hire a man. So now you say you should have. I feel bad. That's setup. That's setup. You had the man. You had the opportunity to hire him, and you didn't do it. So shut up. But I don't think he should take a job now because back when he was eligible to play football, no one even gave him a try. The Bears hired, I don't even know the dude's name, man. The Bears, what was the dude that came in here 1 year?
Oh, the tall cat. Yeah,
the tall cat. Him. Are you telling me Colin Kaepernick wasn't better than? Yeah, Colin Kaepernick wasn't better than him. Like, stop, man. So I don't think he should accept it. I think if they truly wanted to hire him, I think a lot of it has to do with this lawsuit too. I really do, because he's not saying anything about it. Like, I think it's like some gag type order or whatever it is. Like, they can't speak about it. And I think he got paid by the NFL. So he's not speaking up for himself wanting to come back. You don't see no workout videos like you do Cam Newton and all that. Like, I think he's content, man. He's good. He proved his point. The NFL paid him, so he won. You don't offer him a job now because you didn't want him in when he was still in football shape. You didn't want him in.
They didn't pay him what sit out 3 years. Correct. They didn't pay him what he could have made over his career, though. He still got. He definitely got short.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. But he won in court. He got something.
Right.
Joey B.
And I think
if you wanted to bring Cap, you could have brought him back last year. Compete for a starting job with a team. I mean, any team you go to pretty much will be bottom of the barrel team. But as far as coming back this year or any time afterwards, it's going to be hard for him. Even if he has the opportunity, it's going to be with a scrub team that's still searching for a quarterback. I mean, he can contribute, I think, in most of the offenses in the league. But a lot of teams are pretty much set with young quarterbacks to see where they're going to go. I mean, we still haven't touched on the fact that Cam Newton still ain't got a job yet. So that's the other player that could be beneficial to any team in the league. So you have pretty much two quarterbacks that can be beneficial. I mean, because at the point, regardless of age, I mean, if you can still put the ball on the money, that's what most of these quarterbacks can't do, then Cap should deserve that point.
Oh, trust me, Cam Newton will have a contract offer sometime next week. Trust me. Roger Goodell and already had that conference call. One of y'all better sign. We is not going to have this black quarterback sitting out there.
No, he's not going to sit out there, but it's going to be hard for him. What team is going to take him? I mean, everything's going to be for you're going to have to compete. There ain't too many spots you can compete for.
I totally agree with you. I'm just saying, with what's going on and the NFL trying to save face, there's not going to have this former MVP black quarterback sitting out there without a job.
No, it's not. That's not going to happen. As soon as training camps open up, they're going to try to find it's going to be offense out there for him. He just has to pass the physical. And with COVID going on, he couldn't pass the physical, so he sat there. And a lot of teams over time. I mean, the Bears was a great situation for him because it's a similar offense to what they run in Kansas City. You need a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Cam's problem is he was coming off injury. It's entirely different than being blackballed and not given a tryout for 3 years.
But that's
completely blackballed.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That you can't give Cap a chance now when you have Cam still sitting too.
Right.
Now, if Cam was on the team, then yeah, you can give Cap a chance because there'll still be teams out there. If Cam was still sitting in Carolina right now on that team, Cap can't get a chance with any other team. But now, Cap get a chance. But now with Cam sitting out there, they're gonna take Cam before they take Cap.
Oh, Cam will be on the roster next week. So I'll say before the end of the month. Somebody gonna sign.
We know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We know Cam is gonna get a job. Though.
Yeah.
It's just a bad timing situation for him. He could have worked out with somebody and all that who was healthy. That's a timing situation. The Kaepernick situation is entirely different. This is a gift. This is just like hiring a minority and getting a black and getting a draft pick. Like this is a gimme. Like, but wants to prove the point.
Is Cam can benefit off the Cap situation by not having another black quarterback just sitting out there without a job, who's clearly better than probably 50 to 75% of the quarterbacks in the league. So I think he's going to benefit off that. Not that it's the same as Cap, but I think Cam will benefit from it.
All right, let's get into some of the storylines that's going on in the NFL. Cleveland Browns, new coach Kevin Stefanski. Is he the coach to turn this team around and get them into the playoffs? Because when you look at their roster, they got a dynamic team, on paper. Wide receivers, tight ends. You got Baker Mayfield at the quarterback. I mean, he's a decent quarterback. Is Kevin Stefanski that coach to turn that team around and make them, relevant in the NFL? KDL, let's go.
In my opinion, it's a wait and see approach. He brings in a different system. If he gets everybody on the right page, I mean, we'll see. I don't really think it's the coach. I really think it's the quarterback. They brought in Case Keenum as a backup now, right?
Yeah.
So they basically telling Mayfield, hey man, shut up and play football, or we got your replacement. So I think it really comes on if Mayfield has a good year and he uses his weapons. They got a defense. Like Cleveland got some talent, man. But we don't know about the coach until he coaches. So I don't think the coach is just gonna step in and all of a sudden they better. Like it has to be that team, man. It's a bunch of divas, right? That run off at the mouth more so than they play football. And until you control that, that's why they had to get rid of dude. You was the assistant, now you the head, and they basically ran over you. So yeah, the coach means something, but he basically has to. That's the way to see. He ain't gonna just step in and all of a sudden they better.
Well, you gotta bring structure to a team like that. But Joey B, go ahead and speak on it, man.
As far as Baker, I mean, what's his third coach in 3 years?
Yep.
He's on that Jay Cutler
exactly
situation where I get a new coach every year. I can't. In the NFL, you need consistency to determine what type of player you actually have with the quarterback position.
Great point.
as far as wide receivers and running backs, you system with them. Just throw me the ball, I'll make it happen. Or hand me the ball, I'll make it happen. But as far as a quarterback, you need at least somebody that you can sit down in that room. You can trust him. I trust you. We feed off one another. If I see this bad call being put on the field, I can option out of it. That's a trust. If I don't have that trust with that offensive coordinator, then like you pretty much waste talent. Now, Baker, he has the talent. He shows it, here and there. I mean, he was the number 1 pick. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, he was at Oklahoma making plays with weapons. He has weapons now. Let's see what happens. I mean, he's got a hell of a defense now too. So,
Lefty, let's go.
Few things working against the Browns. First of all, they suck. Second of all, they front office is terrible. Third
front office ain't terrible. They made the good draft picks.
They still suck. They front office, like you said, 3 coaches in 3 years. Something wrong with the general manager. Something just not right. The third thing, I think Baker is dealing with the pressure of being a number 1 overall pick, like you said. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's that dude. He makes plays, but he's not going to take you anywhere. And the biggest thing with them is the division they in. That's why they're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, you're in there with 2 of the most solid organizations in football, in Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, that's the only reason the Bengals, only thing that's keeping them from being like bottom barrel is the Cincinnati Bengals, because they suck. They just suck worse than the Browns at the end of the day.
Oh, that is true.
But look, I mean, you look, last year he had Jarvis Landry, Earl Beckham. He had what? I forgot the running back name. He's pretty solid.
Hi.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Chubb.
Yeah. And you still couldn't get it done. Like a local culture, everyone wants to see the Browns win again, right? Every year, somebody predicts the Browns go to the playoffs. But they're not better than Baltimore. They're not better than Pittsburgh. They're not even the best team, top 2 teams in your division.
You spitting facts there, Lefty. So now I'm going to come right back to you on this. Dalvin Cook making $1.3 million this year. He has threatened to sit out of all team activities and stuff until they rework his contract. Now, you have been one to voice your opinion on running backs. So I'm going to give you some of the top running backs going into 2020 with their salaries. You got McCaffrey down in Carolina making $15 million. You got Zeke with the boys making $15 million. You even got Le'Veon Bell with the Jets, $13 million. David Johnson, $13 million. Derrick Henry, $10.3. And you got even Kenyon Drake at 8.5.
Who was the top one again?
Top one is Christian McCaffrey, making $16 million. And you know he's all out.
So out of all those names teams you named, only Derrick Henry went to the playoffs. In other words, Dalvin Cook can join us for Sunday smoking madness. Come on, sit with us and light some sticks. Because I wouldn't pay you no big money. I wouldn't. It's just sorry. It's the times, man. It's a passing league. Running backs come a dime a dozen. Like, you can find you somebody late in the rounds for a lot cheaper. You pay that old holdout. So what's doing with the Chargers last year? The running back.
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
What they tell Melvin Gordon? Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Now, you know, the CBA, the way
and Dalvin Cook ain't been healthy either.
Right. He hasn't been healthy, and his contract says if he pulls this holdout stuff, he won't get paid. Period.
Which is why he's not going to do it.
He better put that damn helmet on and get out there and play football.
Hey, yeah. What's your thoughts?
I don't think he should hold out because he's not Ezekiel Elliott. If he was Ezekiel Elliott, I got you. I think Derrick Henry is underpaid. I think he should have got paid this year. I don't think he should be on the franchise.
No, he a beast.
Tennessee don't win without him, and they know it. Get that man his money. Now, to overpay a running back, something that Lefty was saying, I get it. You know, quote unquote, a dime a dozen in running backs. I get it. But some of these running backs has earned their keep, man. I think Ezekiel Elliott deserved to get paid. I don't think he should have won about cashing in on 2 years left. But he got his money. So maybe somebody is in Dalvin Cook's ear and telling him, hey man, this is the route to go. Zeke did it. Only problem is you ain't Zeke. So he ain't been healthy, but Minnesota don't win without him. Let's be real. Diggs is gone. So
without Dalvin Cook?
Diggs is gone. Without Dalvin Cook.
Hey, he was hurt a lot last year. He was hurt a lot.
He ain't played. Last 2 years he hardly played.
Yeah.
He got hurt last year. But Diggs, think about it. Diggs is gone now, man. They not finna Thielen ain't finna be Jerry Rice.
But they drafted dude.
Drafted dude from LSU. I get it. He's good. But he ain't Diggs. Not yet. Dude, they need Dalvin Cook. Now, I don't think he should hold out. But I think if he's coming up on his contract, I think he should get
You are not going to blow your salary cap, or you got an overpaid quarterback. You're going to overpay a running back, too?
I'm not saying overpay him. I'm not saying overpay him. He didn't even say overpay. He said a fair deal is what he said. So, no, don't overpay him. No. But don't you think a guy like Derrick Henry deserves to get paid? Tennessee don't win without that dude. The hell he on the franchise tag for?
Joey, what's your thought?
Hey, come on, man.
He ain't been healthy, bottom line. For you to get that money, you got to stay on the field every season. Every year he gets hurt. So, and even with him being hurt, they still made it to the playoffs. So you're not a main focal point. Yeah, you get your yards, you game changer, but you got to stay on the field. Bottom line, to make that money, you got to stay on the field. And he ain't staying on the field, so he's not gonna get that money. Bottom line, ain't nothing to talk about. I mean, same thing with we can touch on Dak. Dak, you can get money, but you ain't gonna get the money that you looking for.
So let's.
Not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's his time to get paid, man. The market sets itself.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna.
It's not about that.
He asking for money that is beyond what you're capable of doing.
He's not going to live up to that contract.
No.
He wouldn't live up to it.
He won't even see the whole contract. We know that.
Running backs do not last that long anymore as far as feature backs. It's a two-back system. It's how many years can you give us as opposed to we're going to pay you this money so you can stay all the whole career.
Right. True that. So we're going to shift gears, man, and get into some NBA news, man. Keep this train moving. So the fish that saved Charlotte. When I say the fish that saved Charlotte, I'm talking about MJ and his team in this tournament where he caught this 440-pound marlin. Jordan stays relevant. And he has been out of professional sports for years now, but he seems to stay relevant. And there was huge news. I know we're in a quarantine and we don't have a lot of sports news, but Jordan stays in it. He went from the last dance to a damn 440-pound marlin. Lefty. What's your thoughts, man?
I hope Peter getting his ass. Leave them damn fish alone. Nobody care about that. I mean, it was cool, man, just because it's Jordan. Like you say, he's just anything Michael Jordan does right now is going to be relevant. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not the biggest marlin that ever been caught, but the fact that Jordan did it is just another notch under his belt. Oh, he can catch fish and can score. So now he the goat of fisherman. You know what I'm saying? So he is, man.
KDL, come on, man, real quick.
Fisherman
The only reason this is a story because it's Jordan. Number two, because it's a pandemic going on and there are no sports currently happening. Carry on.
I agree. Like it's a 440 foot. I mean 40 whatever it is marlin. I mean, like people catch marlins on the Florida coast all the time. So I mean, ain't nothing new. I mean, like I said, no sports going on. You see what they doing on ESPN playing the Ocho. So I mean,
he need to put that energy into that terrible ass team he got.
Yeah.
How about that?
Right. And speaking of general managers, right.
God team he got.
Dude, y'all crazy, man. Y'all gonna get off MJ and his fishing techniques, man. Let him have it, man. Let him have it. But you're right.
He a better fisherman in a GM.
Damn. That's strong. That's strong. KDL, not you, KDL. Wait a minute. We got your dad out here, Joey. Jordan been doing fishing things for a couple of years now. But really, like Lefty said, who cares?
Put a team on the damn court, man. Stop putting that trash squad out there, man. Come on, man.
Man, listen.
Right.
KDL.
And then stop sitting at the bench acting like you know they was gonna lose anyway.
Hey, KDL, speak on
Yes, sir.
KD. He came out and said he is not coming back to playing this season at all. He's gonna work on his health and come back strong for next season. That kind of, it was rumors out there that he was coming back, Kyrie was coming back, they was gonna do some damage once the season started back. But KDL came out and said, not gonna happen. I'm working on my game and my health. Speak on it, KD.
100% agree with him. Yes, the season's gonna start technically a year after he got hurt. Technically, if he probably really wanted to, he could. But the Nets suck. So it doesn't make sense for him to come back now in the bubble. Come on, man. They number 7, number 8. They ain't gonna make no noise. Now, if they was number 2 or 3, I guarantee you he would come back. Because he think they have a shot. But they're number 7 and 8. They're barely making the playoffs. They're going into the playoffs, under 500? So he's making the best thing for his health. Because think about it. When this season is over, whenever they end the season, they're going to start right back up. This dude ain't played in a year. He is the franchise. So, yeah, KD, sit down, relax, get yourself together, come back when the season fully starts again, where there's a training camp and all that, not some 8 games in the bubble, and all of a sudden you're in the playoff for 7-game series, and you ain't played basketball in a year. So he's doing the right thing. Probably the organization has more to do with this than him. But he's doing the right thing. Sit down.
Lefty.
From from an athlete standpoint, it's best to sit out. I wouldn't come back. If I'm a Nets fan, I may be in my feelings a little bit because it's over a year now, right, since he got hurt.
Yep.
Like we always say, we went through that with Derrick Rose here in Chicago. If you're cleared to play, we want you on the court. Regardless, we definitely want you out there. But I disagree that the Nets suck. You didn't have your top 2 players for most of the year, and you're still in the playoffs. Now maybe because the East is not that strong, but still, you don't think a Nets team with KD and Kyrie could make some noise in the playoffs? Like
no.
that'll be strong.
If they were the number 2 or 3 seed, if they was up there in the top 4, I'm gonna give you top 4. If they were up there in the top 4, I guarantee you KD would play because he would think they have a shot.
Well, then we was just like a Golden State situation where they really don't need you to be a number 2 seed. They were good without you. Like I think KD pushed them over the top. But like I said, if I was a Nets fan, which the only person relevant with the Nets over the last 10 years is Jay-Z, and he ain't even got them no more. So it just to me,
exactly.
if I was a Nets fan and you're making all this money and you're healthy, you can play, I would want you to play. But I get it. I get it from, just a athletic standpoint. I totally understand why you're doing it.
Come on, Joey. What's your thoughts on it? I think your mic is on mute. There you go.
You got to understand that the season is still going on from 2019 to 2020. So technically, KD still should sit out this whole year. So with him even telling people that I'm not coming back for this short season, this still is the season. So he was gonna sit out regardless. Right. So it's pretty much pointless for him to even come back to begin with. If I'm a Nets fan, I'm like, okay, cool, I understand. You weren't playing anyway this year. Why come back for this shortened season? And then you get hurt, then it's over with. So in reality, like, yeah, KD, go ahead and sit out. We good. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna get this draft pick. You're gonna come back 100% next year, and then we'll be good to go. Because it's gonna be a shortened off season too. So
all right.
So I'm gonna give you each of y'all 30 seconds to comment. Does the Greek Freak have to win a championship this year to keep him in a Bucks uniform next year? 30 seconds. Lefty, what you got?
No, I don't think he has to win a championship to stay with the Bucks because even though they're the best team in the East, really, I mean, the reality of it is everybody thinks the Lakers and the Clippers. You know, the expectations for the Bucks to get to the finals, but no one expects them to beat either team. So I think he can. I think staying there and building upon that would be great. I don't think he should do a KD and go run to Golden State at all. He should stay in Milwaukee. I think he's gonna stay.
KDL, 30 seconds. What you got?
I don't think he needs to win in order to stay because, in my opinion, he's leaving. That's just the way of the world now, man. Like, it'll be love for him to stay in Milwaukee, but no one is ever going to come to Milwaukee and play with him. Not even a top star. He watches people win championships. He's going to watch either the Lakers, in my opinion, the Lakers win the championship this year. And he's going to realize that it takes 2 or 3 dudes to do it. He's got to have another team, man. And he has to get out that market, and he has to go to a bigger stage. I think he's leaving, whether they win a championship or not.
Joey.
I don't think he needs to win. I'm agreeing with he needs to, in my opinion, he could stay. I mean, nobody's in the East. He can build in Milwaukee, make Milwaukee a focal point in the East if he stays. Their ownership is understanding that he is the franchise player, and they're trying to put pieces around him. They're gonna give him the contract. He's gonna stay, and we'll see what happens next year.
Okay. And don't get me wrong. I would love to see him stay in Milwaukee. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think when he's gonna say all the right things, all leading all the way to the next summer. When next summer comes, he's gonna sit down. He's gonna be like, "I gotta go. I gotta go, man." Like I would love to see him be.
So where's he gonna go? You saw how Golden State treated KD when he came there. Yeah, Draymond calling man all out his name, and we really didn't need you nowhere. Why would a star like him go into that situation? Run over to the West with Golden State. I don't get that. You got a better chance in the East.
He got a better chance of getting there every year than he does in the West. But if he truly wants to win a championship, he thinks he's a missing piece. I think the KD situation was different because Giannis wouldn't come in. Like, Giannis would understand his Steph squad, right? And he's a big piece. He's going to fit in. I think KD came in from another team where he was the man, and everybody knew he was the best player per se. But I think he wanted the credit as if it was now his squad because he put him over the top. And it was never going to be that way with Steph. I don't think Giannis comes in with that attitude. Giannis comes in like, "Hey, me, you, Clay, let's do it." Right? I think he comes in and he wants a ring, man.
Man, that man's a god in Milwaukee. That man's a god in Milwaukee.
He's the dude. He's the dude.
So now I got a question for you guys. Question of the day. Upon LBJ's retirement, who was going to take that mantle and be the face of the NBA? Because, Bird, Magic passed it on to Jordan. Jordan passed it on to Kobe, LeBron. So now, once LBJ hangs up his shoes, who do you think is going to be the face of the NBA to take that weight and carry the NBA on into the future? 30 seconds, KDL.
My opinion right now is Steph Curry. He's the most likable. He's the most popular. He doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't say stupid stuff in the media. Like, everybody respects him. I think it'll probably be him. I'm not gonna say he won't be the best player, right? He's not better than KD or anybody like that. But I think, as far as being the face of the league and take that pressure like that, and somebody you can trust not to go out here and get in trouble and say stupid stuff, like I said, I think it'd be Steph Curry.
Joey.
I say Zion. Because with LeBron, when's LeBron gonna retire? By the time he retires, Steph might retire then too. So I mean, I'm going with Zion. He's 18, young. He's already about to be the face of the next basketball game is about to come out on PlayStation. You see that? You see the trailer for that. So they pushed them to get into that playoff run too. So I'm saying Zion.
Lefty.
I got to agree with Joey. Zion's been groomed since high school to take the mantle. Like, he's been groomed. Like you said, I think they even pushed his with the hopes of New Orleans getting into the playoffs. So I think it's Zion. As long as he stays healthy, he's the next big thing. It's all on him.
Okay,
I think he's after Steph.
Now we're getting into the meat of things. NBA is starting up, 22 teams. You know, how do you feel about them creating this team, this panel to review the medical records for all players? Is that getting into like privacy, man? KDL.
Yeah, I think that's unnecessary. You can have people take COVID tests if you want to do that. Injuries, okay, your team's supposed to know about them anyway. But I don't need you to get into my personal medical records because number one, I've never had to do that. And number two, you're taking advantage of a situation. Test me for COVID, which is the reason we're in this bubble. Test me for drugs like you usually do, right? I understand it's a drug test, I get it. Test me for COVID and leave me alone, man. You don't need to go on my public records and all that. You don't need to go on my private records as far as my medical, man. You don't need to do that. It's not necessary. I play basketball. And as long as I pass the physical, as long as I'm able to, I'm not COVID, right? Hey, man, get out of my medical records, man. That's unnecessary. You're trying to take advantage of a situation. Get out of my medical records. I don't agree with that.
Lefty, what's your thought?
I 100% agree with Kev. I think the only person that is Jerkic from Denver. You see how much weight he lost? I don't know how you lose that much weight during the COVID. Like, he looks ridiculous. That's about the only person they should test. But nah, man, just do the COVID test and, the drug test and records are token.
Joey B, what's going on?
HIPAA laws, basically, in a nutshell. Every corporation, every business, you have HIPAA laws. So you test me for medical. I mean, for marijuana, you test me for COVID. That's it. Everything else is under the HIPAA Act. So
don't forget crack. Because Jerkic look like he on that shit.
Yeah, some definitely going on.
With that being said, you understand that this bubble that they're gonna be playing in, you got the bubble for the NBA, you got the bubble for soccer, and Major League Baseball. If they start, they want to go to Florida. So you got all these stars in basically one area. You got all these players. They're gonna bring their family. What's your thoughts on that, Joey?
I mean, with what we're facing right now, I think it's good that the NBA is trying to, and they putting people, all these leagues are putting people in bubbles and letting them play. I mean, yeah, you're gonna miss the fans, you're gonna miss that, just that atmosphere, but it's a safety issue for the better. I mean, we all going through it. We still don't know 100% of what this virus can do. So I think it's best that being in this safety bubble is beneficial because we all need sports back. I mean, we need something to look at besides what's going on right now. So if you want to bring players back, put them in this safety bubble, by all means do it. Make sure the players are safe first and foremost, what we should be doing from Jump Street anyway. But yeah, it's very important.
A lot of the players in the NBA kind of have doubts about playing because of health issues. Lefty, what's your thoughts?
I mean, that's understandable, but I mean, it's just like with anybody's job. Regardless, when it's time to come back to work, when they say come back to work, we paying you. You go back to work and you do whatever you can as far as the safety. As far as testing, I guess they're gonna do daily tests, or not week daily tests. Test the players and all that. I think you kind of have I think it's a responsibility to get out there and play. I mean, it's a lot of questions with this COVID thing. We don't know when the next wave is going to hit. We just don't know. But to keep putting the world on hold, I think you got to get out there and get some type of normalcy back. So, no, I get out there and play. You can have your doubts. You can stay safe as best as you can, but get out there and play, man.
So you hit on normalcy. KDL, I'm going to ask you first, man. The quality of the play is going to be for the NBA. Now, Luka Doncic said he's had trouble staying in game shape.
What happened when you Taco Bell?
He didn't put on some weight.
Krispy Kreme.
Well, we already know. We already know. Luka Doncic was one sprained ankle of being 300 pounds. So it ain't gonna take him much. But look, man, I think I think that the quality of play is going to be terrible. The first 8 games are going to be terrible. I think as the second, they're going to start the playoffs right after that. So as the series go on, I think it'll get better. I think as they go on like a month from now, let's say they start at the end of July. By the end of August, the play will be better. But if you think you're going to see real entertaining basketball, even though these are professional, for these first, what they playing, 8 games? For these first 8 games, they are going to be terrible. They're going to be terrible, man. I hate to say it because I love basketball, but there's no way. Half these players have not played, man. They have not played basketball. And you can have a couple games here and there to get in shape, right? I hope I don't see a lot of injuries. I hope I don't see hamstrings and ankles. I hope not, man, because you got to think about it. They're playing 8 games. All of a sudden, it's a 7-game play. You ain't played long enough. You can be a professional athlete and be in shape, but you know, man, might not be in basketball shape. Your body, you haven't done it in months, man. And you jump out a little 8 games, and I think they're supposed to be playing back-to-back games or something. Like they rushing it just to get to the playoff. And it's not gonna be good, man. Not initially.
So
we're just gonna have to look for a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots.
So with that being said, you got the race for 8, and that's pretty much on the West, because you got the Grizzlies that's currently in 8th place, the 8th seed. You got the Pelicans, you got the Blazers, the Suns, the Kings. Now, all of those teams have a dynamic player: Zion, Dame Dollar, Devin Booker, DeAndre Fox. You even got Rosen and Aldridge there. Now, these games are going to be rusty going in for that 8th seed. So that 8th seed pretty much is up for grabs. Lefty, who do you think is going to get that 8th seed, man, and continue on in the playoffs?
I think the Grizzlies going to hold it. I think the Grizzlies going to hold it barely, but I think they're going to hold it. I think the Pelicans will make a run.
But they want Zion. They want Zion.
They want Zion. They definitely want Zion in. And you know what? But it's really going to come down to, whenever they release who's going to play who in those 8 games. I think that's going to really determine it. If you got to play the Lakers, Clippers, and the Bucks, and you jockeying to get that last spot, 8 games is not a lot of games. Pretty much, most of those teams damn near got to run the table. Like you maybe can lose 1 game, but most of them need to run the table that's not already in the 8th spot. So I think Memphis will hold on to it.
Joey, who was that player that could put a dagger in Memphis 8th seed?
Dame Dollar. Dame.
Yes, sir, George.
Dame and his running mate. They make some noise because no matter what, shooters don't miss a beat. I mean, as far as the athleticism, the win, that's gonna take time to get back. But the shooters ain't gonna miss a beat when the game starts. So my money's on them.
KDL.
Joey took it out of my mouth, man. I think Portland is healthy. That healthy Portland team can make a run. They got 8 games to do it because all basketball is gonna be bad, man. So it's just gonna be bad play overall. But if you got some of your best players back on the team,
but who they have to play in those 8 games though?
What's Portland like? Number 9, 10?
They 9. I think Pelicans were 10.
Yeah,
Pelicans was 10. So Portland starting off as 9. They was 3 out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You get a healthy Portland team, kind of a veteran team. Memphis is young, but now I think they get Big Boy back too now. They've been out because he was hurt at the end of it when they stopped.
Yeah.
So I think this late is going to be real interesting with the quality of play and these top players. Booker is a scoring machine.
But they don't have enough.
Phoenix is in the depths, man. Phoenix is in the depths.
Out of the players that I just named, any of those could heat up.
But
it's with them. It's not. It's Portland's been there. Portland's
right.
tried.
They're more of a veteran team.
Pelicans, they were clicking when Zion was on the floor, but then again, you still have Zion he ain't played the full 82. He's been hurt most of the season, so he got to get back in basketball shape. Right. Then Memphis young, I mean, they were doing great. Don't get me wrong, they were doing great. But I still think when it comes down to with those 8 games left, I mean, you dealing with a playoff-proven team in Portland.
I think I would love to see Memphis hold on to it because when they stopped, Memphis had earned it. So I would love to see them hold on to it. But like you said, they're young and they're a healthy Portland team, and they was only 3 out. I don't think New Orleans jumps them, and I think if Memphis comes out and struggles, and Portland some kind of way in the first 3 or so games gets it together,
right,
they can catch Memphis. That's the only team I can see.
I think Aldridge got ruled out for the year for San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio never had a shot anyway. San Antonio.
Yeah, Aldridge got ruled out. But no, if it's another, I think Portland would be the team to surpass them if they get surpassed. I just predict they're gonna hold on to it.
And it really, like you said, Lefty, it really boils down to who they will the schedule, because that's the one thing that they have not put out yet.
We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen that schedule, and when that schedule drops,
should make them play each other.
Now the debate is really going go left, right. Now we can really get into the debate once that schedule drops. And let's just go ahead and get the elephant out the room. Whoever gets the AC, guess what? We're playing one of the top in the NBA. Pretty much
playing the Lakers.
Yep, basically.
They're playing the Lakers. They're playing the Lakers number 1. But
serve them up on a platter.
Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think they should make them play each other more so than not? Like,
I think they should. I think they
Portland should say play Memphis. Memphis should play Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should make them play each other because there's no sense in you sending them up against the Lakers and the Clippers.
Yeah.
That ain't really fair.
But the season's on the line. And a lot of those teams are like one game behind each other. So that's why that schedule is coming to play. Like, I think the difference between the and the second seed is like 2 games or something crazy.
Yeah, it's close.
It was all bunched up. Dallas. Right. It was Dallas, Memphis, Houston. Like they were all kind of right by.
Yeah, everybody. Right.
Only 2 teams that were out there was Denver and LA. They were too far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the schedule, we can have a lot of changes at a snap of a finger.
Could.
Yeah.
Could. But it's only 8 games though, so I want to see how they do it. It's kind of uneven anyway because you got more teams in the West than you do the East. So
somebody gonna get played. Somebody gonna get played.
Yep.
Because of the schedule.
So we're coming down to the end of the podcast today, man. Want to thank you, Joey, for coming on with us, man. We appreciate you. You've always
it was fun. It was fun, of course. It's
always a pleasure, bro.
Always a pleasure having you on.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Always a pleasure.
And once again, man, we know your birthday is tomorrow, man. So we want to give you a special SmokeFellas.
Happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Happy birthday, sir.
You look about 17, tell you the truth.
Hey. That's good.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So once again, man, this is the Humidor Sports Podcast, man, coming to you from the SportsZone Studios, man. We'll be back next Saturday, coming at you with the world of sports, man, talking about the NBA, NFL. I'm sure we'll get back to some more discussions about baseball because they are in dire straits with their season.
But the lack of.
Yeah, the lack of.
Fox 2021, baby.
It ain't looking good. Man.
No, it's 2021, baby.
So I'll give you all 15 seconds to show some love to everybody that's out there watching. KDL, show them some love.
I just want to say I appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that's tuning in, support, watch us every Saturday. We really appreciate it. Whether that's cigar groups, whether that's just our friends, anybody. Stay safe, stay healthy. We appreciate y'all.
Lefty.
Yeah, Kev pretty much said it all, man. Shout out to everybody who keeps supporting the show and following the show. Joey, man, salute to you and all our officers out there, man. Y'all stay safe, man. It's all about y'all. And your dad's a big father as well. We really appreciate everybody. To all the groups and everybody put some smoke in there. You know how we do it. Till next time.
Joey B, let you close out the show, man. Let's go.
All right, I just want to appreciate y'all having me out here again as usual. it's always fun getting talking about sports with you guys. I mean, it's good good heads as far as the knowledge. That's real key, especially in times like this, just to get our minds off of things, just talking about sports, even if they're not playing right now, it's good to talk about something else. So I really appreciate you guys inviting me and getting to talk about sports is real good. Appreciate all the happy birthdays. I appreciate that. Till next time I get invited, it'll be fun. Fun once again.
Most definitely you be
Hey,
back on the
hey,
show,
George.
man.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
Hey, George. Say me a real, brother.
All right, I got you.
Y'all know if y'all noticed we've been grilling while we've been on the show.
Yeah, I've been watching them.
Right.
I've been watching.
You don't get a drive-by plate.
So for all our fans
No
out
doubt,
there,
definitely.
all our fans out there, man, if you want to be a special guest on the show, man, reach out to us on SmokeFellas2015@gmail.com. We'll work in to get you on one of the shows, man. Much love to you. SportsZone, Chicago studio. Love you guys. SmokeFellas, where there's smoke.
There's the
There's
fellas.
the fellas.
Yes, yes. And
Cigar,
we out.
come on, baby. We get our trophy, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun, man. So we out. Until next week, man. We'll be back with you guys again. Let's go.